Good morning, ladies and gents of the automotive community. How is everybody doing today? My last video, we started talking about motor oil. Let's get into it. Alright, so Valvoline Restore and Protect. I've heard great things about it. I haven't used it. But from personal experience, I have not had a completely positive experience with Valvoline. But I've recently come into new information that has enlightened me. There is a person who has a channel called The Oil Geek. I believe that's the name of it, where he not only gives you the numbers, he tells you how they got to those numbers. Now, he happened to come up on my feed because I was watching the Ford boss, who gives you the numbers. This additive package is better than this additive package. It protects better lubrication. He gives you all that stuff. But the Oil Geek, he breaks it down. I mean, he goes deep. Well, these are the numbers, and this is how they get to it. If you like the Ford, I would recommend anybody to listen to the Ford boss. He gives you the numbers. He gives you the stats on it. But when you listen to the Oil Geek, get you something to drink and a little snack because it's going to be a while. The Oil Geek tells you how they got to those numbers. He tells you the science behind those numbers. I'm like, it's like going to your doctor, finding out you got a foot problem, and he's like, okay, well, I can only do so much, but I'm going to refer you to this guy because this is what he specializes in. Man, salute to the Ford boss, salutes to the Oil Geek. These guys, and this all started with me watching Project Farm. The Valvoline wasn't doing it for me anymore for some reason. I was burning oil. I needed to know what other oils could I possibly use in my vehicle, and is it going to work? Is it going to allow me to crank up in the wintertime? Is it going to burn off in the summertime? I need to know. And eventually, after watching so many Project Farm videos, they started recommending Ford Boss. So I'm like, okay. Then I started watching this other guy, and he was tearing down oil filters. And then, again, they start recommending Ford Boss. I'm like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and watch a couple of his videos and see what's going on. And he gave me a different perspective on what I thought I already knew. So I appreciate that, brother. I really do. And he's from the Salt Belt. He's from the Midwest. How cool is that? Now, back to today's video. What I've come to understand is that when I was driving Ford vehicles, the Valvoline was working wonderful at the intervals that I was changing it at. When I got back into Chevy vehicles, it wasn't working wonderful. towards the end of my oil change cycle, I had to put at least a quart of oil in there. Sometimes I would have to end up putting 2 quarts if I was driving heavy for those few months. And I didn't understand it. Never had that problem before. Thanks to Ford Boss, I understand that different oils have a different additive package. They provide more protection. They clean. They keep the internal parts clean better, longer. I'm like, but why? If they're supposed to be selling oil and the oil is supposed to be the same, then why is it one brand is better, has a better additive package than the other brand? I'm not understanding that. So now I start watching Oil Geek, and he's he's giving me information that man, polymers, base oils, additive package, zinc, what's the other one? Boron, calcium. Oh man, PAOs. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm still digesting the information that I've picked up over the recent months. So, since I examine oil filters, oil, fuel additives, I picked up a couple of things that I wanted to review. For instance, with the Chevy, on one occasion when I had to add some oil to it to last me until my next oil change, I picked up a quart of Mobil 1. I didn't think nothing of it. It said 530. I used 530. I added it to it. It's been said that Mobil 1 has a weak additive package compared to Valvoline. According to the numbers, yeah. I've seen the numbers posted, and it's been explained to me. So based on that knowledge, yeah, it would have a weaker add package. Personal experience, when I was a quart low, I used the Mobil. That tapping went away, and it lasted me until my next oil change, which was probably about 2,000, 3,000 miles left. And I was grateful that it worked. Can you use different brand oils as long as they're the same viscosity? Yeah. From personal experience, yeah. Now, I don't know about just mixing things together on purpose. Like, okay, instead of buying a gallon, I'm gonna buy a Pennzoil, and then I'm gonna get a Castro, and yeah, I'm gonna get a Mobil 1, and I'm just gonna mix them all together in a vat and then pour it in my engine. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go that far. No, I wouldn't go that far. Now, as far as if I'm a quart low and I grab whatever's on the shelf because it's cheaper, or this is a well-known brand but it's on sale right now and I really need a quart of oil until my next oil change, what will work for you and what won't work for you? I know for a fact you can get away with Mobil 1, but see, at the same time, I feel like I have to explain this. I didn't put this in there in my vehicle from the start. I put it in there to extend the life of the oil until my oil change. So that quart of Mobil 1 oil literally was only in my vehicle for 2,000 to 3,000 miles, mixed in with the Valvoline. Now, they've got a new formula out. Valvoline has a new formula out, Restore and Protect. I'm going to mix that with my next oil change. Curious, just curious. So I'll drain my oil, fill it up with 4 quarts, put 1 quart of this in there. On other oil changes, future oil changes, I also have something else I want to try. Pennzoil Platinum. The Pennzoil brand, the brand that kept letting me down all those years ago when I was taking my car faithfully to the shop to get my oil change. They've improved the quality of their brand, but I haven't used it since. So now my question is, after learning what I know from Ford Boss and Oil Geek, can I trust Pennzoil? Can I go back to Pennzoil even though I don't have a Ford? I have a GM. The past 2 vehicles I've had have been GM products. And that raises another question, which I will get into in the next video. I'll see you out on the road.